Hey gifted crafters, welcome back again for another Saturday Crafternoon. Thank you guys so much for joining. I see a lot of people out there today. I don't know, those trivia questions are getting a little bit more challenging for some of you, but the competition is pretty tight. And I know we've been posting in the community the point scores that are out there, so keep on trying. The questions will keep coming, and you know, sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're hard. I'm glad you guys are participating in it and you guys seem to like it, so I'm really happy that I see a lot of participation there. Hey everyone, did you honestly think that was me? I mean, really, did you? Let me know in the chat. I'm really curious to know. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. This was just another example of AI technology that's out there, and it's all about the chatter out there. Everyone is talking about it, and it's just super exciting about how technology has been changing lately. So we wanted to just give you a little bit of an example of that. So let me know, what did you guys think about that? That really was not me, I can tell you that much. Kind of freaky, right? So that's, again, it's just another example of AI technology that's out there. Everyone is just chatting all about it, and it's just something that's happening out there. And, you know, I think that, you know, there's just a lot of chatter going on. There's chatter about GBT out there, and there's all kinds of things. And these are tools that you guys can use to help yourselves with crafting. I mean, it's really amazing what you can do out there. So this is just an example now that we have here. This is some inspiration for you guys. This is a cross stitch and a quilt that you can make with artificial intelligence that's out there. Isn't that really amazing? I mean, I think crafting is about to change. It's out there. We got to start digging into it. There's so many things that you can do. So do a little research, because there's a lot going on out there. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Alrighty, so if you haven't noticed, it's April Fool's Day. Got you. I don't know how many people out there thought that was really me. Let's see. I see a couple comments out there. I see Jackie said, I thought you weren't feel well. Yes, I feel better today. Thank you, Jackie. Robin says it was hilarious. Oh, Sheila forgot that it was April Fool's Day. Judy says she didn't like it. Boricua Sonia Cross says techie issues. Awesome. Marlene says, no, I like the real thing. I'm not big on chains, says Robin was Quilt Basket. But you know, with everything that's happening out there, there's some things that I'm not too crazy about either. But there are tools out there that are really going to be helping us. And I'm going to be digging a little bit more into it and see how we can use these tools to better our crafts, right? So it's just amazing that there's just so many things, and it can just become really overwhelming. But just take things a piece at a time and it will be fine. So besides it being April Fool's Day, it is also Education and Sharing Day. And I've got a lot of things to share with you guys today. And it's also National Handmade Day. So definitely, you know, some handmade things I'm going to share with you guys. Some of them are works in progress, things that I haven't really quite finished yet. But, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just say a quick hello to all of our friends out there. I see a few people out there. I see AB Bulls. I see Becky Chisholm. I see Boricua Sewing and Crafts, Crafting with Robin, Jackie Hallman, Judy Bauer, Linda M, Lucy Ricardo, Marlene Colbert, 1 Minute Tips. I see Robin's Quilt Basket, Shella McMillan. I see Taisha Banks. Oh my gosh, thank you guys all for joining today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on to my show. So many things I have. Let me just make sure that I am pulling everything in the right direction. So you've noticed we had our trivia. The trivia is back to 1 point each, and we are now working towards our second quarter trivia master. And today we're going to be announcing our first quarter trivia master champion. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to hold that off until the end because I got a few things to cover. Let's see. So if you are tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and I hold these weekly live sessions, and we talk about all things crafting, from sewing, crocheting, knitting, any type of crafts. We kind of cover it all here. We like to share tips, tricks, and ideas, and people on the chat like to share things too. And if you have a YouTube channel of your own, please feel free to let people know in the chat so we can all share things and support each other. So I'm really happy that you guys can join. So last week, we did cover a couple of things. So we had a major Hobby Lobby haul. And if you didn't get to catch me last week, it was live number 35. And we also took the haul, and there was a couple of things that I kind of talked through, and one of them was the embroidery transfer patterns that you can purchase, and these were all like clearance items that you could get. And we took a look at some soft vinyl that I purchased, and that to me was just a game changer. I'm not particularly a fan of working with vinyl in terms of sewing, but this vinyl was completely different. Absolutely loved it, and I love working with it. And I'm going to be sharing projects that I've made with that. Those are kind of still in progress in designing and stuff, so I'm not quite there yet, but I've got some other stuff to show you today. Okay, so let's see. What do we have for us this week? So this week, I want to talk about a couple of things that you can do. And I did see a couple of YouTube videos that are out there. And actually, I think Amy Bowles, I think you had one out there. And who was the other one person? Oh, it was Kathy, aka Crazy Knitty Nanny. Nana, you guys did videos on these soap sacks. And I love them. I tried one out. I did a couple on here, and soap sacks, for those of you guys that don't know, they are just like little knitted pouches that you can make. And you can see here, little knitted pouch. And I just make them, and they're made out of 100% cotton. And basically what you do is you take your soap. So I'm a Dove girl. I will take my soap, and I will put it inside the pouch. And what you do with this is then when you're going to take your shower or your bath, you have the soap inside, and you can wet this, and it just creates the sug. And then, you can just use this as your little, washcloth, right? So you can make washcloths out of these, or you can do these little soap sacks. And these will save, your soap will actually last longer because they're inside the sack, and they don't kind of just, disappear into the tub, and then, have to replace your soap so often. So this is really nice. And I went ahead and made a couple, and I did a couple different ones. So I made this blue one using just cotton from the Dollar Tree store. And this one here, it came out okay. It was not too bad. I did do it on my Addy 22 because I wanted to do it kind of quickly. Now this one is only 85% cotton, and it's got 15% polyester. So it is not 100% cotton, but you can still use it. Just, kind of know that it is not 100%. Excuse me. Still getting over this cough. Then I have a second yarn that's also from the Dollar Tree, and this one is a gray color. It's again 85% cotton and 15% polyester. It is a number 4 weighted yarn, so you can see the thickness here. and went through the machine pretty well. Again, I used my Addy 22 and I didn't have any issues with it. Just putting it together, you know, I was kind of sloppy because I was kind of doing it fast, so I wasn't too thrilled with the outcome, but it really didn't matter because I knew it was just for me and I was just going to use it for the bathroom. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Just gotta grab a drink there. I see the chat is just going crazy. No, Amy says, I made soap sacks on my knitting looms for donation. I sent about 30 of them off to Ukraine to a group that was collecting them for the displaced. Oh, that's awesome, Amy. And Kathy, aka, I am working on a knitted commission baby sweater. My husband crocheted the soap sacks for my crafting donation group, helping hands to hand out to those in need. Awesome. I really got to get into some of that stuff. I know Amy does it, and I have to really do a little more research, see what I'm going to do with that. I definitely want to participate in that. Okay, so Donna says the polyester will give the cotton a bit of a stretch, which is good for the knitting machines. Yeah, it is. It is, and it does give that little bit of a stretch to it. I have to tell you that my favorite actually was working with this one, the I Love This Cotton, and this was 100% cotton here. Let me show you this one. This one is a medium weight. It is yep, it is a number 4 medium weight. It's a little bit softer than these other ones, and you know, worked through my machine, no issues. I just kind of liked how it came out a little better than the other ones. So all I did was kind of stitched the bottom here. So it's basically, it was a tube. I didn't do a panel. I made a tube and then I just cinched the bottom, and I kind of just overlapped it so it is doubled up. That way, you know, you make it like if you're making a hat, and then you just take the bottom, and I cinched it and I kept the top open, so then I can just put the soap in here and I'm able to, you know, pull it in and out as much as I want. You know, the other ones I did kind of the other way. I didn't want it to be so wide on the top, so I went ahead and I made it longer, and then you can just put the soap this way. So it's kind of a matter of preference on how you want to do it, but you know, it's really nice because it, you know, it sugs up the soap really quickly, and it does help to save on the soap. So, ooh, smells really good. Alrighty. So those are some of the little projects that I did on the side here. Another yarn that you can use for this project, and I didn't get to use it, but this one is called Sugar Wheel Cotton Sparkle. And this one is only 97% cotton. It does have a 3% metallic polyester, and I didn't want to use it. It has that little sparkle, and I really wanted to kind of save this for something else, so I didn't use this one. But they also have some yarn out there that's called scrubbers. They're cotton scrubbers, and you can see that in the name. And those are really for these types of projects, and you can also make little scrubbers for your sink, for the kitchen, you know, things like that, that will kind of work through your knitting machine really well. So something that you can look out for. I just went ahead and made these as I thought these were pretty cool, and you know, it would just kind of work from my bathroom. Alrighty, the next item I wanted to show you, oh, it's one of my favorites. Let me pull this. So you guys know I'm kind of a fan for books, right? So one of the books, and I think I've shared this one with you before, is Annie's Quiltings, and this is the potholder book that you can get. And within these types of books that they have, a lot of the time these books come with patterns. And so this particular one has a pretty big pattern here. And it's kind of a love-hate thing with these things. I love that they give you the pattern, but I hate that when you open up the pattern, like you have the pattern here, but you can't just cut it out, because on the back you have patterns for other things that are within the magazine. So, you know, you can't just come right out and cut it, because then, well, now if you want to make any of the other stuff, you won't be able to, because you kind of messed up the pattern. So what I like to do is I like to go to the Dollar Tree, and you can get these chopping placemats. They're made out of plastic. Sorry for the little shine on them. Let me see if I could take one out. Here. Maybe it'll be less of a glare. So, I don't know if it got too much better, but these are these plastic chopping placemats that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And they come, I think, 2 in a pack. Yeah, they come 2 in a pack. So they're pretty inexpensive. But what I like to do with these, I like to take these and I put them on top of the pattern that I got from the magazine, or from, you know, if you have paper patterns, if you're looking at clothing, things like that. You know, I like to put them on these acrylic pieces because they last longer. And, you know, I can use them over and over and over again. And I like that the thickness of it is not terribly thick that, you know, I have a hard time cutting it, but it's thick enough that it'll give a little bit of height. So if I'm trying to bump something up against it, you know, it won't go over. So I really like that. So it's, you know, these are like the perfect width and height, and the depth of it is perfect for what I like to use them for. So what I do is I take these cutting mats and I put them, I line them up with the pattern, and then I'll go ahead and I'll take a Sharpie. Let me get the book out from underneath here. So I'll take a Sharpie, just a regular Sharpie, you know, and I will draw the outline all the way around with the Sharpie. And then I like to draw the dashed line as well, because that's representing a 1/4 inch seam from the inside. Now, all the patterns will vary. Sometimes it's not a 1/4 inch, sometimes it's an 1/8, sometimes it's a 1/2. So you never know. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that. And then you see here you have a seam line. And then what I'll do with my patterns, and I'll show you one that I kind of did already. Let me see if I find it on the actual paper here. Okay, so if we look at this one here. So this one is sunny side up. So this one is the pattern for the chicken pot holder. And so for that, I went ahead and I used my cutting board. And you can see here, it doesn't have to be, you know, perfect, because this template is really just for you, right? So I take that, I lined it up, I did my outline with my marker, I did the dashed lines as well, and then I'll just label it. So this one was sunny side up, and this is the body, right? So I'll have that. And then when I go to actually make the project, I'll put this on top of my fabric, and I can use a fabric pen to kind of outline it. And so you'll know where to cut, or you could just, if you're brave enough, you can use your rotary cutter to just go ahead and cut from there. So it's really a matter of preference on how you want to do it. So I like to do that. And what I do here, and you can see here, I have a few that I've cut out. Sometimes they're really small pieces. So like this is the face for lamb chops. This is a different pot holder that's in this book. So, you know, it really depends which one you're doing. So I went ahead and I like to take these, and I just like to do all of them. You know, so I'll go ahead, get my cutting mat, draw them all out, cut them all out, and then I just cut them up and I just label what they are. Now, if there's somewhere where it says you have to do a fold, I'll go ahead and put that on here as well. Just so it's like as if I had this sitting in front of me. So now if this gets damaged or gets cut or lost, I already have the template, and I can reuse these over and over and over again. So if I wanted to make a whole bunch of pot holders, I can. you know, I have the template. I don't have to worry about it being paper and getting well brittled. These last a lot longer, and I'm able to do multiple projects at once with that template. So that's just something that I like to do. And I think it's a pretty cheap alternative to be able to reuse some of these templates so that you can do multiple projects at once. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. Let me just put this over to the side. Here we go. And again, this is just the pot holder book that I got over 2 years ago or so. I'm not sure how long ago, but I'm sure it's probably still out there. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of really neat pot holders with different designs, animal prints, things like that. It's fun. So if you're looking, it's a great starter sewing project. If you're kind of new to sewing, this one is pretty neat because a lot of them are pretty easy to make. So definitely something to check out. Okay, so let's get over to our next item. Okay, so the next item I have, let me see if I can reach this. Hold on. These are kind of some work in progress things. So I did have a neck wrap that I kind of pulled together. And this is super, super simple. Just a long piece of fabric sewed, and then I flipped it over, sewed. I did leave this opening here. So what you can do for those really hot days, if you want to put, you know, something cool in there, like you know, something very cold, you can slip that in there. Some people have those things that you put them in the freezer, you know. So what you can do here is wet it and then put it in the fridge or the freezer, and then take it out and you wrap it around your neck, and it just keeps you cool. So especially for those that live in Florida, we know how hot it can get out here. This will really come in handy when you're out and about and the humidity is super high and it's super hot. It does help. So Marlene is asking, where did you get the pot holder book? Marlene, I have to say that I probably got it at Joann's, but I'm pretty sure you can find it in Amazon too. It's pretty old. The book, I don't know how old, if it has the year or anything. It is called Pot Holders for All Season, and it's by Chris Malone. So here's a shot of it, in case you want. Okay. It runs $14.99. This was way back when I got it, so it may even be cheaper now. I'm not sure. The crazy prices the way they are now, who knows? But I did get this a while back, maybe about a year or two ago. So I'm sure it's still out there. It's an excellent book. I really liked all the Annie quilting books that are out there, and you'll see the little series here. I love this brand because she makes really nice, easy to follow instructions, and the pictures that are on here, you know, are amazing. So here's a picture of the chicken one. That's a chicken pot holder, and that's the template that I cut out. So, you know, they have a lot of different colors, different designs, different types of pot holders, and it'll tell you, you know, if it's easy or not, you know, it'll let you know. So let me just flip through it so you can see some of the ones. Here's a little lamb, little piggy. They have some really cute ones. And they're pretty easy to make, and they're pot holders. So you can give them out as little gifts. If you have a craft show coming up, these would be a really big hit. So really, really cute. Lots of designs out here that you can use. And again, you know, it gives you the templates. It's just that it's giving it to you in paper. And if you really want to make this last longer, just go ahead and get those plastic cutting boards from the Dollar Tree, trace them out, and you'll have it for a long time. Trust me. Okay, so on here, again, I left this open. What you could do now is I could just pull this in and sew it. So this is kind of like, I didn't get a chance to finish it. So once I do sew this together, it'll be, you know, a nice little neck wrap that you can use. So something that'll just keep you cool in the hot summer months, which are going to be coming up pretty soon. So thought I would share that with you. Now, another project that I have, and this one is kind of like a, well, I have a couple of oopsies on here, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. So I'm using 2 different yarns on here. I couldn't find the label. It fell out of the yarn on here, but I know that it was, they were both Impeccable, which was the brand. This one is called Butterscotch. I want to say this one was Amber Rose. And they're both a medium weight yarn. And with this yarn, I started to play with what's called the linen stitch. Some people also call it, there's another name for it. Let me see. Moss stitch. So some call it the moss stitch, some call it the linen stitch. I've seen the term, you know, shown interchangeably, but this is what I have so far. And all I'm doing is alternating the colors. And this is a super, super beginner friendly type project. Really, really nice. And you can see here on the sides where I have all this fringe. I don't know if I'm going to keep the fringe. The only reason you have the fringe there is because I'm changing colors for every row. So that's why you see that there, and you have that on both sides. So as I change the colors, you know, I just put the fringe out there, and I just leave a little extra so I can decide what I'm going to do with that side later. And all this is, it's a super, super easy crochet item that you can do. And, you know, I do have a few mistakes in here because I kind of wasn't paying attention and let the yarn get away from me. But overall, I think it looks good. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I wanted to just kind of give it a try. Let me see if I can give you a little bit more of a close-up so you can see the actual stitch. Again, this is called the moss stitch or the linen stitch. And I just wanted to get some bright colors in there, just something a little different. So I choose, I think it was Amber Rose and then the Butterscotch. I really love the Butterscotch one. So that's some that I kind of put together. Very, very simple to do. It's really, if you know how to double crochet and you can do a chain stitch, you can do this. That's how easy it is. I mean, it's super, super easy. When you are working this type of project for the linen stitch and the moss stitch, the nice thing about that stitch is you're always working in between the areas of the stitch. So you're not actually grabbing yarn to make another stitch with that yarn. You're putting your needle in between the 2 stitches. So you've got like that blank space, and that's what you're using to make your stitch. And it's a very dense type of project. So you can see here, there are no holes. And that's because you are putting your needles in between where the holes were, and you kind of cover them up as you go. So it's pretty nice. It's a very, very dense type of item. So it'd be great as a blanket. I'm not done. I still have quite a ways to go. I'm maybe about a quarter of the way there. So I'm probably just going to make this as, you know, just a little baby blanket that you can kind of just take and use. Nothing too heavy, pretty light. It does have that density to it, so it can keep them a little bit warm. And then I'll decide what I'm gonna do with the edges. I'm not quite sure. I did do 1 chain of the Amber Rose on the bottom, and then I have the rest of the blankie has just been with the moss stitch or the linen stitch. So that's what I have here as kind of my work in progress so far. So that's another one. So the other thing Excuse me again. The other thing that I wanted to share was something that I'm playing with. Kind of looks a little weird right now. It's not done at all. Oh, dropped something there. That's okay. And it's a little rag doll. I'm trying to play with the idea of making a rag doll with the Centro or the Addy machine. And this is what I kind of have as my little prototype so far. So it looks a little strange. But what I want to do with this is eventually add some hair to it, make the face, maybe add a little dress to it. I was thinking, you know, have a little dress on it, you know, and kind of just dress it up and do it that way. So I just decided to make this. It was pretty easy to do. I did use the tube setting on this, and I made the head was about 40 rows with some stuffing that I put inside. And then for the arms and the legs, really these are just 2 tubes that I then kind of cinched together, and that's, you'll see all these little ties that I put around here. So I figured if I could do the 2 tubes, that would be the 2 legs. I went ahead and folded them. I did a mattress stitch to join it. Not sure where it is, because mattress stitch, that's the great thing about a mattress stitch, is then you can't even find where it is. But somewhere along here, there is a mattress stitch that is cinching this together. But you can see that because it's the mattress stitch, you know, you really can't find where it is. And that's, you know, I love that stitch. It's really, really nice to kind of bring seams together and make it look like there's no stitching going on there. So it's great. And then what I did was I kind of want to define feet and hands. So I did tie them up. Not sure. I'm probably going to do a kind of work a thread within the stitch. So while it's on the machine, I'll add another piece of yarn that will be how I cinch it to be able to make the hands and the feet. So for right now, I just tied it because I wanted to see how it looks. So again, this is just a prototype. So once I have the hands and the feet defined, you know, I do still want to play a little bit with the body a little, but then I was kind of deciding, well, what I could do also is just kind of put a little dress on it. So I was thinking I can make something that could bring it together and then maybe like cinch it so now it makes it look like it has a little dress on, you know. So we could do that. And then I thought it would be cute if I put a little hat on it. So maybe it'll have some hair or it'll have a little hat. So, you know, this is kind of what it would look like. So I know it's like a little bit of a mess, but you know, this is how when I'm putting something together and trying to design something on what it would look like, you know, I kind of just make it, play with it. You know, I'll put a tie here, tie there. It's not how the actual product will look like in the end, but this gives me an idea of how I want to lay it out. So once I have it all laid out and I can figure out how I want the dress, you know, then I can think about how I can add additional accessories. So like, let's see, I had some here. Let's say I took this little rickrack, if I wanted to put little sleeves on there. So like add something to the dress to make it look like she's got, you know, little, not sleeves, but I guess little holders on the side that hold up the dress. So we could do that. And then that would add just like a little accessory to it. You know, we could add some hair. So she's got some hair on there. We can tie the hair into, do a little braid. So she's got 2 little pigtails. There's just so many things you can do, but you got to kind of play with it. And this is how I tend to play with things to try to figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it. So this is just something that, you know, I'm working on. I've got some others that I've shown you before, but these were ones that I just kind of followed from someone else. So they have like those teddy bears that are out there. So this was one of the ones that I was using, and You can see here I've got the head and I've got kind of the body, and I did cinch the bottom. And then what I do have here are the ears, or what will be the ears. So they're round like this. You cinch them in the middle, and then you just kind of fold them in half to make kind of like that moon shape. And that becomes the ear. So then once you put them on here, you'll see it turns into like a little teddy bear, right? So really cute for the kids. You know, I'll add the eyes, the nose, maybe do the little snout in different colors so it stands out more. But there's different things that you can do to this. I like to kind of just cinch it on the bottom. And this is like their own little rag doll that they kind of bring around everywhere they go. So these are just some of the little working projects that I have out there. I kind of had to stop midway because I ran out of yarn. So I was using this yarn, which, you know, look at the stitching on this. I mean, I think it came out really gorgeous from the machine. No tension issues, you know, like it really played really well with the machine. I really liked the way it came out. And unfortunately, I ran out. So I will have to go back and get another scheme of these, but this is a really nice yarn to work with. And I had a lot of fun with this one. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I think this one was, yeah, it was Yarn Bee was the brand that I use on this. You can see here the stitching. I mean, really nice. I really enjoyed it. I do have it doubled up here. So it was a really fun yarn to work with. So once I have the design kind of outlined, I'll try to put like a little pattern together that you guys could follow if you wanted to make the little rag doll. And then I can kind of put that out there and get these over to you guys. But this is kind of what it looks like right now. Little hat, little dress, little hands and feet that are a little defined. You know, it's not perfect yet, but I'm kind of working out the little kinks so that when I give the instructions to you guys will be able to follow it pretty quickly. Okay, so those are my work in progress type things. So I want to get to something that is so much fun, which is to announce our first quarter 2023 Trivia Master. So let's get to that. I'm going to clear this over here. And let's see here. Okay, so let's get to announcing it, because I'm pretty sure that you guys are all wondering who won. And, you know, I think it was a lot of fun. I think you guys really enjoyed it. And let's find out who it is. So with that, here we go. Yay! And it is Judy! Judy Bauer with 70 points. And it was pretty close up until the end, I have to tell you. So Judy, congratulations. You now have bragging rights of being the first quarter 2023 Trivia Master for the year. Congratulations, Judy. I hope you guys really enjoyed doing the trivia. Again, we are going to continue it. It is now back at 1 point, and we're going to try to change it up every now and then. And we're now gearing towards our second quarter 2023 Trivia Master, which will be revealed by the end of June. So the end of June, whatever the last Saturday is in June, will be the last trivia. And then the following week, we'll announce who the winner is. So what are we going to give Judy? Because, you know, I love to gift things out. So Judy, I'm going to be sending over to you a $20 Amazon gift card. And I'm also going to send over to you a magazine. I know when I was showing some of the magazines and books that I get from Joanne, I read through the chat and I saw that Judy really liked it. So I thought this would be great. So I have some choices for you. So go ahead and look through these. There's one that is on sewing, there's one on crocheting, and there's one on quilting. So, you know, I'm not sure which one you would enjoy the most. So please go ahead and pick one of them, 1, 2, or 3. We have them here on the side. Oh, wrong side. Here on the side for you. If you can just look through those, let me know which one you prefer. And send us an email, Judy, and let me know which of the 3 books you would like me to send you so I can go ahead and send those off to you. But those are the gifts that I will be sending over to Judy, and I hope she really enjoys it. I thank you guys so much for tuning in on these Saturday Crafternoons and in participating on the trivia, because I think it's a lot of fun. I see a lot of people congratulating Judy. That's great. Awesome. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of, well, go ahead and I'll post the final listing. We didn't want to do it until after we've announced it. So definitely, you know, we'll be posting it so you guys can see where you landed, how close you were, and don't give up, because you'll have more chances next week and throughout the year. Because after we've gotten through our quarters, at the end of the year, the one with the most points is going to be our trivia champion. So that's going to be the ultimate prize. Alrighty, let's see. Did I miss anything? Let's see. I think I got through everything. So the answers for the live that we had today: sand painting, tie dyeing, the cutting mat, and the sewing owl. So those were the answers, and those were the first set of questions for the second quarter. So definitely, you know, just keep participating, because, you know, we change it up all the time. Let's see if we have any questions out there. Donna says, I'm not a game person, but I need to participate in this trivia. Yeah, Donna, it'll be a lot of fun. I might learn to be more gamey. Awesome. That would be great. They're a lot of fun. You know, it's just for fun. We like to do it and put it together. We try to change it up. Sometimes I try to make them funny. Sometimes they're hard and sometimes they're easy, but they get us thinking all the time. Awesome. A lot of people congratulating Judy. I'm glad. So Judy, don't forget to go ahead and email me so that, you know, we can get all the logistics set up and I can get these items over to you. And then that's about all I have for this week. So guys, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm hoping to have more and more things for you coming up and changing some things for you guys. A little difficult with life getting in the way, but I'm trying to do the best I can to get things out to you. And we're going to do a sew along, and I'm going to be putting together some information that I'll be sending out to you guys. And once I have that fully done and ready to go, I'll definitely be letting you guys know. But it's just going to be something that I think we can do all together, and I think will be a lot of fun. I think it was something that Judy recommended actually in the chat. Not sure if it was last week or the week before, but we can definitely do something like that and have more things that we can participate and interact with. So thank you guys again so much for joining, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye everyone. Have a great weekend.